Well, this morning, an outpour of love and support for the St. Louis radio personality Brian McKenna. The 61-year-old you see here was killed in a crash early yesterday morning.
Our Amy Crawl sat down with some of his closest friends who say his impact on the community won't soon be forgotten.
St. Louis Metro Police say a car was heading south on Hampton Avenue as a man crossed the street mid-block between Nottingham and Murdoch. That man was Brian McKenna.
Nobody wants it to be real. I don't know what else to say. I'm shaken up right now, so it's very difficult.
South St. Louis native Jeff Rick lived with 61-year-old McKenna on Nottingham Avenue for about 8 years, starting in 2007.
And we're such close friends, and he's a little bit older than me. He was actually really good at giving advice, and we had a lot of long walks and talks. We went through a lot of things together. He would say breakups and shakeups and all this funny stuff. He's always had a very good sense of humor.
The sharp-witted commentator spent decades being a cornerstone of the St. Louis sports scene. Besides being a previous regular guest on Channel 5 Sports Plus, he was a radio host at KFNS 590 The Fan, also emceeing a wide range of nonprofit events, including organizations to help people and families dealing with cancer, which was a personal passion.
And he beat the cancer. The community, reached out and helped him immensely. He got through that, and to lose him like this is just tragic.
Friends telling us he was the most famous, unfamous person they ever met.
I know medicine made him sick quite often, but he just the way he his attitude and his strong he's such an extrovert. He just had a way to not. It was never woe is me. He was just really brave the way he fought the disease and really spoke about it.
Jim Uxa was friends with McKenna for about 30 years, saying he was so beloved he was asked to be the Dogtown St. Patrick's Day Parade Grand Marshal in 2018.
Obviously, being up with a huge Irish family with the last name McKenna, Dogtown and the St. Patty's Day was like Christmas for him.
The last conversation Uxa had with McKenna was less than a week ago on McKenna's balcony. He signed off with his signature tag, "Your vibe attracts your tribe."
He knew so many, the droves of people he knew. Like I said, he never met a stranger, and it's amazing how he truly felt engaged when you talked to him. Like everything was blocked out, and he talked to you about you, and he was definitely a one of a kind.
Praying for his friends and family right now. It's been a devastating weekend for South St. Louis and those who knew McKenna across the country. His loved ones tell 5 on Your Side any funeral or service details are still in the works.